So ESPN.com recently took a survey of 50 different executives, coaches, scouts, players to make a list of the 10 players at 11 different positions. And here's how the quarterbacks stack up. Mahomes, Rodgers, and Brady are the top 3, followed by Russell Wilson at 4, Josh Allen at 5. Max, you're an expert on all things Tom Brady, so it would only be fitting if I started with you, obviously. Is Tom Brady still a top 3 quarterback?
Yeah, I have to give it up. I think they got that list exactly right. Only thing is I put Herbert with a bullet. You know, he's 9 with a bullet. I expect he could be a top 5 quarterback this year. This guy, that kid is great. But yeah, I got to give it to Brady. Like, who would you I take Mahomes before him. I thought Mahomes was the most spectacular player in the Super Bowl, in spite of the numbers. Just watch and put your eyes on the screen. And Rodgers was the reigning MVP. I'll take Brady. You know, like Russell Wilson has an argument, but I would put him 4th given the year he just had. Brady was excellent. He threw 40 touchdowns last year, didn't throw a lot of interceptions, led his team through growing pains, which included his own growing pains with the team. Every reason that everybody told me that I'd be wrong about the prediction was plainly true last season. And I think that based on talent and where they are in their careers and the seasons they just had, it's fair to take Mahomes and Rodgers ahead of them. You can make an argument for Russell Wilson. I think you'll lose that argument based on the last season they just had. And really no one else. Who else is really in the conversation?
Well, to me, it's sometimes I wonder about us. I wonder about this industry. When you can ask a question of a dude that is a 7-time champion and is right now, at age 43, the reigning, defending Super Bowl champion quarterback. And we're literally asking the question, does he belong in the top 3? Well, if he doesn't, who the hell does? I mean, it's just utterly ridiculous. We should be asking the question, why the hell is Matthew Stafford at number 6? Don't what you do in the postseason matters? Am I correct, Damien Woody, in saying that I don't think the Detroit Lions have won a playoff game in what is it, 30, 40 years?
It's 1 or 2 playoff wins in 60-something years.
I mean, Matthew Stafford doesn't have playoff victory. How you top 6? Ahead of Dak Prescott, ahead of Lamar Jackson. How you top 6? And I love Matthew Stafford. I know he's got game, but damn, you ain't won anything. How are you in the top 6? To me, there should be no question about Tom Brady. Tom Brady is one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the National Football League because no one's won more championships than him. No one else is the reigning, defending Super Bowl champion. And, oh, by the way, you know what? He just produces and he closes. He closes. Everything about the quarterback position is not about numbers. It's about leadership. It's about galvanizing all the pieces around you and maximizing the potential that you're surrounded with. And I don't know if we know of anyone that has ever been better than Tom Brady in that regard. That automatically puts him at top 3 without even looking at the numbers.
Well, listen, I thought this list was really, really good. I mean, you could look at the list and make maybe a couple slight changes, but I thought for the most part the order was really good by everyone that was chosen to be a part of it. I think, Stephen A., as far as Matthew Stafford is concerned, I think it's more of an indictment on the Detroit Lions organization than Matthew Stafford, and I get it. You know, he has no postseason wins. But that's why I also say coming into the season, as far as Matthew Stafford is concerned, I think he's under the most pressure of any player in the National Football League this year. Because now, going to the Los Angeles Rams with Sean McVay and shipping Jared Goff, a guy who took you to the Super Bowl, shipping him to Detroit, that says a lot about who they think, and a lot of people around the league think that Matthew Stafford is. If he doesn't deliver with the Los Angeles Rams, boy, that's going to be a big indictment on Matthew Stafford as far as his body of work, as far as his career is concerned. But I'm going to take it to another guy on this list. I think Justin Herbert, by the end of this year, is going to be a top 5 quarterback.
Yep.
I do. I think Justin Herbert is going to be a top 5 quarterback in this league by the end of this 2021 season. Listen, Think about this for a second. The guy had no offseason last year. None. Zero. First game of the year, Tyrod Taylor gets a bad injection right before pregame. And then Justin Herbert has to come in without even getting all the starters reps in that week leading up to the game. And all he did was light it up. And he never looked back since. All he did was throw for over 4,300 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Okay? Then you look at what the Los Angeles Chargers have added to help this young man. They went out there and got 2 offensive linemen, which was a big issue for the Los Angeles Chargers. Guys, I think Justin Herbert is going to be a superstar.
I know this started
sooner rather than later.
I know this started as a Tom Brady conversation, but I want to, or debate. We agree he's top 3. I want to address the 2 guys you brought up, both you guys, Matt Stafford and Justin Herbert. I said Justin Herbert should be with a bullet. He might be top 5 by the end of this year. I agree. That kid is great.
None of us disagree about Justin Herbert.
That's right. But Stafford is interesting because Stafford was always seen the way that Herbert is now seen. Oh, my God, look at this kid's talent, right? But he was in a bad organization that couldn't win, and that includes with him. Even though he's putting up the numbers into the eyeball test, he's leading comebacks and all that stuff, fourth quarter, all this stuff. And Stafford's now going to L.A. I agree, the pressure is all on him. Tom Brady won all those Super Bowls, because we're talking Tom Brady, with the Patriots. But how would he do outside the Patriots? He went to a loaded team, but he won with that loaded team. Stafford didn't do anything in Detroit in the playoffs, but now he's also going to a loaded team. What's he going to do with the loaded team? His whole legacy's on the line. Because if he doesn't do anything with it, we're going to look back and go, oh, maybe it just wasn't Detroit. Maybe it's something about Stafford. And if he does, we'll see his whole career with Detroit a different way.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.